muñeca linda
No,
de
yo no puedo
Ori.
buscar las que están allí.
¿Y cuáles que están allí?
Las que yo tengo allí guardadas.
¿Y cuáles son esas? Estas son las de ella,
Espérate, yo le voy a
que se
buscar.
parecen a ella.
Mire,
This is the doll that I got her.
mira la cara, mira cómo ella los cachetes, mira.
Ella no le gusta esa muñeca. No le gusta. No le gusta.
Ella sí le gusta.
Ten, Ori. Ori, ten. Ori. Ori. Ori, ten. Ori, your dolly.
Mira la misma cara de tu hija, mira los cachetes, mira. Esta es la...
¿Cuál es la misma cara? Yeah, and that's the thing. They were brainwashed years ago. Like, this is generation worth of brainwashing. Like, you get what I'm saying? So,
Dominican moms be like,
I don't, you know, it's nothing like personal against her, because I know she just doesn't know any better. And even though I try to, like, you know, explain to her, make it make sense to her about how she's wrong, it just still doesn't, like, click. Like it just doesn't click, you know? Lucas, you know that you're black, right?
What? No.
You're black.
Me no black, mami. Me no black. Look at me. No, me no black. Me Dominican.
You're Dominican and you're black.
No, me Dominican, mami. Me no black. Yo soy dominicano. ¿Qué estás hablando, mío?
Wait, bro, listen, you're literally black. It's like you're blacker than me.
No, mi amor. Yo soy dominicano.
As a Dominican who grew up in Dominican Republic, hearing other people saying that we are racist, it sounds stupid. And I'm gonna let you know why. I know everyone has different opinions. If you think different than me, I don't care. I'm just gonna say what I think. And if you wanna say something in the comments, that's up to you. I'm saying this in English because I know all Dominicans know what I'm talking about, but I'm saying it for the people who live here in United States, for people who doesn't understand why we say that we are Dominican but not black. As I understand, for the time that I've been living here in United States, you guys are divided in two races, African Americans and white. We don't have that in Dominican Republic. No matter what's your color, if you're white, if you're black, if you're light skinned, you're just Dominican. We just have one race, which is Dominican. We are not divided into races. That's why we say, what, we are not black, we're not white, we're not light skinned, we're just Dominicans. That's the only race we have over there. Since when I was a kid, if somebody calls you black, if somebody calls you white and sweet, whatever thing, we're not gonna get offended for that. Nobody gets offended for that. We call each other's black, we call each other like however we want. We're not, I would say we're not sensitive in that point. Like if you call me black, I'm gonna get offended. We don't. And I totally understand that here in United States is a whole different story. It's something totally different that I respect, obviously. I'm not gonna go out on the street calling everyone the same way I used to call when I was back in the art, because it's a different country, it's a different culture. But my point with this is that that's the reason we don't say we are black. We just say we're Dominican. We are a mixed country from Europe, from Africa, from a lot of countries. Like we are mixed. We don't have a specific race. So that's why all those races together becomes in a Dominican. That's why we can't be racist, because we have all the race on our bodies. So it doesn't make sense for me to be racist with somebody when I have all the races on my body. So that's why we say we just Dominican. We're not white, we're not black, we just Dominican. That's it.
Was there spitting?
absolutely not.
Did you spit on Miss Alice?
No.
Did you call her the N-word?
No.
What is your background? Are you Hispanic, white, something else?
Okay.
My background?
Yes.
Well,
What's the objection? Irrelevance.
Assisting. Would you consider yourself African American?
I consider myself Afro-Caribbean.
Ma'am, you need to give your attorney a second to object. What's your objection?
I ain't gonna be long in this video, but check out the real one-on-one playlist, music entertainment playlist. So we have a Dominican grandmother who won't allow her granddaughter to play with a dark baby doll, right? And then we're gonna talk about Cardi B, and that's what I be telling y'all. A lot of y'all brothers, I get it. Out in New York, y'all be letting the Dominicans and the Trinidadians say the N-word, but y'all gotta understand, and I think y'all starting to wake up with this, especially with the great saying of what's the brother's name, Sammy Sosa, saying I'm not black, I'm Dominican, and you got all that type of stuff going on, right? And this is real, bro. They don't see they don't see, that's why they say Afro Caribbean and all that type of stuff. They don't see themselves as black. You know, now like I said, if it was like, hey, we gonna give reparations out, you know, to black people in America, they will be claiming to be down for the cause. This is when a lot of the brothers say we have no allies. When Tariq Nasheed made up the FBA, Foundationally Black American, you know, for reparation purposes to kind of separate us from them. And, you know, when you get around like the Africans that act like they don't fuck with us, a lot of the Afro Caribbeans, look, what did Casanat say? I did a video on him. He said Black Americans didn't create nothing, but what we created was hip hop. He's benefiting off of it. This is what I be telling y'all, man. A lot of these dudes, man, this is how they really, a lot of these people, that's how they really feel. And like I said, one way, any easiest way to really, you know, bring down most of civilizations is to turn them women on the man, because women can be easily manipulated. You talking about the serpent and Eve. You know what I'm saying? Now I was, you know, in church the other day, he was like, well, the man was right there listening. I didn't know that the man was right there. I didn't know Adam was right there listening to the serpent tell Eve that. I don't know that's in the New Testament, the Old Testament. Maybe somebody correct me. I never heard that. I never heard that. But in general, what I'm pretty trying to say is that women can be easily manipulated. You know, this is why they turn into, you know, prostitutes and they get pimps. They can be easily manipulated. They mind, especially when they're very, very young, they can be easily manipulated. And Cardi B called black women roaches. She called black women monkeys. She has a fetish for dark skinned men. She said it herself. And therefore, you still see black women supporting Cardi B. You still see black women supporting Cardi B. Before they turned on Cardi B, they turned on Tyler Perry. Think about that for a minute. Tyler Perry has said he's made more black millionaires than anybody in the industry, and I could believe him. So he's fed people. He's gave people opportunities. You know, they love Tyler Perry movies. I remember used to get his movies on bootleg. Excuse me, used to get his movies on bootleg, and they used to, you know, watch them. You know, the old aunties and grandmothers and mothers and sisters and all them used to watch his movies, his plays, and all that stuff. And then he got to Hollywood, and they turned on a black. Say you can say a lot of things about Tyler Perry, but the last people that should have anything negative to say about Tyler Perry is black women. You know, he saved the Oprah Winfrey Network from going out of business with his TV shows. And that's the crazy thing about it is I think a lot of the brothers are realizing no matter how much you help black women, they just have a hatred to turn on black men. They don't turn on Brad. You ain't really heard none of them. Well, even though they got mad at Travis Kelce for leaving Kayla Nicole for Taylor Swift, ain't none of them wish no bad juju on him. Ain't none of them wish him go to the upper room. Ain't none of them say I hate white men or hate Brad because of Travis Kelce. No. But you see them on the internet and TikTok, or I hate black men, or I hate Tyler Perry, or I hate all black men because all black, you know what I'm saying? So my whole message is this. Yes, you know, you see the Dominicans, you know, and other people in that Afro community or this melanated community, you know, and it's a lot of them that fuck with us too, though. You know what I'm saying? But you see them sitting there and they have colorist issues. You go into the Indian community, they have colorism issues, believe it or not. And that's why a lot of the Indian women are starting to date out. And they not dating out with white dudes, they dating out with brothers. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these different communities have colorism issues. You go to Mexico, they got, you know, Mexicans way darker than me. You know, so just talking about colorism issues in the black community is just not that. But my thing is this: um, a lot of these women can be misled. And a Dominican woman who got on the stand and says, "I'm Afro Caribbean, I'm not Black American," because they was talking about her saying the N word, right? I'm Afro Caribbean. Black women are monkeys. Black women are roaches. You know, I like dark skinned men. And think about that for a minute. Nobody ever said, or go to Travis Kelce. Black women don't say, I hate Travis Kelce. You know, when Chad Wheeler almost sent that black woman to the upper room. When Rachel Lindsay Brad took her money. When that Brad, the lady from Quinshawn, what's her name? From Philly, from Abbott Elementary, her and her Brad just finalized their divorce. They ain't had nothing negative to say. Oh, I hate Brad, or I wish Brad go to the upper room. Just pay attention. So, and I asked this question for a lot of people, and I think a lot of brothers is going to agree with me, even though some going to disagree with me in the comment section. They disagree more than they agree, because the people that agree with shit like this, they like to remain silent. I respect it, but is it a difference? I want to know if it's a true difference. Is it a difference with staying, dating black women that hate black men, right? That hate men in general, than dating a Middle Eastern woman? You know what I'm saying? Than dating a Dominican woman that hate black men, or just in general, like what's the difference? What's the difference? Because it's black women and hate all this hatred for black men. And check this out. You see all these videos where they bash black men and black men are trash. Go to the comment section, and in the comment section, it'll tell you everything you need to know. It's a bunch of black women that agree. So what's the difference? Dating black women that hate black men, you know, dating people within the Afro community, or the Afro Caribbean community, or the Afro melanated community. Because we seen what happened to the brother from Detroit who got the woman from Kenya. We seen what happened to him. I'm gonna speak on that. We see how they treat us. We see how they do us. So what's the difference, honestly? If you gonna date black women and they hate black men, you date out, but they love you. Is it a difference, in my opinion? Because a lot of these women can be misconstrued. Their minds can be messed up. Um, you know, and they follow them, and they give Brad grace, they give Cardi grace, they forget what they say, but they have so much hatred for the very same black men who continue to marry them at around the 80% clip, who prefer to be with them, who get them opportunities like Tyler Perry and a number of other black guys give women opportunity. I just want to know, what's the difference? What's the true difference? Should you remain loyal to a people, and they hate you, or go where you celebrated at? And that's the real question. But that's all I really had to say. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere from X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, everything inside the link tree. Join the Patreon. Peace.